So Comey's a big liar, and he's a really deceitful guy, and he's also very sloppy. So him saying there's no fuzz on it, I don't know what that means. Russia definitely rigged the election. Is all this is completely dishonest. But there was a moment in Breaking the Law that I think is really important with Comey, where he was trying to shop a story of Russian collusion to the media to try to induce a special counsel into Donald Trump for Russian collusion. So this is a really important thing. This is from the book. This is page 142. Former FBI Director Comey leaked records of his interactions with Trump in order to gin up the phony Russiagate controversy. He disclosed a memo to his friend Daniel Richman, a professor at Columbia Law School, with a plan to have him share it with the New York Times. Comey's intention was to prompt a special counsel investigation into Trump's supposed ties to Russia. So this is crucial because he's been trying to foment the Russian collusion hoax from the start, and he's been willing to use dishonest tactics to do it. And this speech, of course, is just start to finish. I don't know exactly where this was, but this is every word of it is not true. So the question is, was he deliberately lying? And that is, perhaps illegal. Let's check it out. Let's hear some more.
Yeah, bipartisan focus on that, because this is about America, not about any particular party.
So that was a hostile act by the Russian government against this country.
Yes, sir.
In that time frame, there were more than the DNC and the DCCC that were targets.
Correct. There was a massive effort to target government and non-governmental, near-governmental agencies like nonprofits.
What would be the estimate of how many entities out there the Russians specifically targeted in that time frame?
It's hundreds. I suppose it could be more than 1,000, but it's at least hundreds.
See, he's not just a cable news goofball. This guy led the FBI. He was the FBI director. So it's really bad stuff. And I just don't understand how they could have come at Trump so hard for so much less. And they came at him 6 times, as I document in the book. And so why wouldn't this be so much worse than anything they got Trump doing? He's clearly lying in order to try to get a president disqualified from being the president. That was the whole goal of all this. All right, I got one more clip. Was this the lie?
Do you stand by your House testimony of March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if they were, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the Trump campaign was surveilled. We documented this at Breitbart News. We were really wrapped up in this. I think this goes back to my 2016 Trump campaign was surveilled for sure. And it was we documented this at Breitbart. We won the first report on it, and it was very controversial, and we got a lot of heat for it. And then it turned out we were totally right about it. And Comey's supposed to know this stuff that's going on as leader of the FBI, director of the FBI. So, all right, well, I hope they get him. Stephen Miller talked about it more in broad terms, but anytime we have an excuse to play Miller, we take it here on the Marlowe Show. So here's Miller and Laura Ingraham talking about exactly this.
Stephen, I want to move on to this news that the DOJ is considering indicting former FBI Director James Comey for allegedly lying to Congress. Your reaction tonight?
Well, I don't have any news to make on that subject or question, but I'm always happy to talk about disgraced former FBI Director James Comey, who, of course, is corrupt, who, of course, has been engaged in vast amounts of illicit and unlawful conduct, who, of course, was at the center of the Russiagate attack and assault on American democracy. There are so many people, Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Monaco, all across the government under previous administrations who have worked tirelessly to try to dismantle our democracy. And it has to lead somewhere to accountability.
Yeah, and he's naming some good names. Lisa Monaco is one of the supervillains of Breaking the Law. I think she was the person who really was politicizing the DOJ more than anyone else. That was Trump's impression when I interviewed Trump a couple times in the subject matter. So I would love to see it. Comey definitely deserves it. And I think he could be a low-hanging fruit, even though maybe I don't know if he's as evil of a guy. In fact, I bet if we talked to him, he wouldn't be. I think he's more of a misguided guy than a Clapper or a Brennan. But I just think he's just not that bright. And I think that's why you might be able to get him, because he might have been sloppier and stupider than some of the others, as I noted in Breaking the Law with that example of just clearly leaking to try to get the special counsel going via his friend, the Columbia professor.